up everybody, Mark 1. So this Wednesday night we have BRZ in, belongs to Connor, and it's not just any BRZ, this is turbo. It's getting trick suspension bits installed later on. We've got some new gauges and dials in, oil pressure, boost pressure, bits and pieces like that, and we're just on finishing the last couple of touches on those, and we're going to take a quick look around the car and pass some time, so let's have a look. I'm just double checking a couple of things. Doug getting busy there. Look how much carbon fibre is in this car. It's literally like a full on race car.
It's that light?
It's so light.
Pick it up.
We couldn't actually pick, we don't even need the ramp, do we?
No.
No. So these are some of the components here. Tein EDFC, which says on the box, electronic damping force controller. These trick little goodies basically mount, and they all adjust the damping on the coilovers all independently. How cool is that? So here's a hint of some of the gauges that have been installed today. All blitz, temperature, pressure, boost, all goodies like that. Also looking around here, around the engine bay, everything plumbed in and wired in nicely, following the usual bits and pieces. It's really well hidden in here. Doug's worked really hard all day to get to this point now. Obviously that's not a standard thing on the BRZ. A nice little heat blanket there to keep things tucked in where it should be. Usual gold wrap, keep the intake temperatures cool. Lots of fancy hoses. Got this cool little buddy here as well. Also got the sandwich plate and everything like that for obviously all the oil temperature and pressure readings. Adjustable Tein coilovers, which is all the little gadgets are going on to. Cool strut brace. Battery right over in the corner there. And another cool thing that I like about this car as well, really sets off the white. Nice carbon bonnet. We love carbon. So basically we've had a look around it for the suspension stuff. It says in the manual that right underneath the car where the coilovers are all adjustable and that, there's a little bit that sits, the little bit of kit that obviously talks to everything else, so we're just checking out the points there and how to mount things, where tidy places to mount, and basically make it all neat and tidy as usual. So we can take a closer look at where we can, where we can't, and just get to grips with it and learn along the way. So basically in one of the install videos, just putting it straight on top of the fuse box in the engine bay in the front, which kind of doesn't look fair enough. It is flat surface and bits and pieces like that, but kind of looks a bit sketchy as well. And this is like the company who do it. So we're having a look around it. We're trying to work around different ways where we can mount it, where it's going to be pretty neat, and try and do the same with the back as well, because it's all about not just getting it working, it's also installing it right and it looking right. I mean, bits and pieces like this, even like for the boost controller that's on now, it's literally factory hole there, and it's also mounted nice and neatly on there as well, which Doug's obviously done nice and neat as usual. Same with the installs on the dash and bits and pieces, but mounting in the rear is a different story, because obviously in the rear it's kind of stripped out. We've got like challenges like going around it here. You can see there is like the odd like place where it can be mounted, and at the same time it's just a case of will it go there, will it not? So we're going to work through it, keep the momentum, and see where we get. Also a shout out to everyone who's actually following the YouTube as well. If you're not, just click follow. I'm not going to do the whole like, share, subscribe thing, because everyone says that.
Do it anyway.
But do it anyway. Yes, do it anyway. Also a massive shout out for the support from Monkey London as well. Don't know if you're watching this or not, but as soon as we see you follow and click like and bits and pieces like that, even on the Instagram, it's just a massive boost for us. We are trying our best, and we are like doing what we do. And it's people like you with different channels and stuff like that we look at and we think, you know what, that's really cool, we're going to try our own version of it. So yeah, stay tuned, because we're going to try and get this cracked.
not the way you should fit it.
So they've actually got holes for cable ties.
So, well, we've been looking at a few different builds that other people have done on Google. The manual says do it this way, which I'm impressed with. It's very in-depth manual. But everyone online seems to have just ignored the manual and just cable tied them to any various place. It also says don't put that.
So you could put it anywhere then if that's what the internet does.
Well, just leave it in your house. Just put it in your house. On your head. Yeah.
So that's it, that's finally the front installed. Slightly fiddly, but we got there in the end, especially the covers that go over them and all, and as Doug just mentioned just before. So yes, while we're on editing this and putting this together, I thought I'd best drop this in here right now, just short and simple. Basically, that night when we were filming, I used all the camera's batteries, and the one night I didn't actually bring the charger for all the camera batteries was this night. It was a long night, we were all tired. It was almost heartbreaking not having any batteries left as that time that Doug ate my Kit Kat. Oh, fast forward and we're back with Connor and the BRZ Turbo. Suspension all installed with the electronic dampen, all the adjustments like that. Car was running absolutely brilliant. Looks absolutely banging in the colour as well, especially with the wheels all painted up and that in the new colour as well, because they were red. There is some future plans. Connor has got some really fruity plans for this car now actually as well, considering you've got the right suspension arm, I've already got the big brakes. Now it's time to hunt down for more power, so we'll let Connor talk you through a couple of new plans coming up.
Right, so as we just discussed there about getting the suspension installed, finally got it set up, spent about 3 hours going through all the files trying to set everything up, and then finally got it all dialed in, took it for a drive, got about 6 corners in, and it blew up. Sent a conrod through the top of the engine. So if you look down here, you can hopefully be able to see that on there, but there's a conrod poking through the engine. So the plan is now, forge it, send it.
Fully forged build?
Full forge build, going for probably about 530 horsepower.
Which is a lot of something like this as well.
1300 kilo car, 500 brake, it'll shift.
Yeah, it shifted before.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad before, but more.
More is more.
More is more.
Right, so that's the future plans from Connor Rainer for the BRZ Turbo. He's talked through the plans that he's got next. Also the suspension as well. Obviously when it's fully rebuilt, run that kind of power, it's something you definitely need on the suspension and brakes as well. Big thank you to Connor for allowing us to do the work and feature it on the channel as well. Like and subscribe to Mark 1, give us a follow, check out for merch. Also follow Connor as well, I'll put his Instagram down below, and that's a wrap, let's do it.